Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is we have succeeded in getting our rovers over to the landing site. The bad news is there have been more physics bugs regarding the miner. You can see here it's suffered a little bit of damage recently, and it's decided to flip over on its side. Now, this is entirely a physics bug and has nothing to do with the design of the craft, just the way that this is implemented in-game. So I'm probably going to have to end up fixing this via some sort of save editing. It's just a physics bug. Everything here should be sound as long as we're willing to advance time long enough. It would take theoretically a very long time to fill this, but I think we're going to have to save game edit these tanks to be full, just because we've got this physics bug going on here. I mean, we could attempt to try to reorient this and all that, but we've already got it there. Ultimately, I don't think that's particularly useful. So we've got our rovers where they need to be. We need to switch over to here. And we need to have Jamie hop on out. And we're going to climb our way on down. And yeah, I think I'm just going to save game edit this full, just because of the physics issues. If we didn't have issues with the docking system here, I would not do that. But I think that's going to be ultimately required, but that's a ways away yet. We still need to do some science on this surface and set up a little bit of a base here. So we're going to let go here, and we're going to take Jamie on through here. There we go. And Jamie is going to make his way over to the rovers. So we'll just squeeze our way through here, as we know we can do. And we will hop on over to these rovers. We're going to start running. We're going to run on over. I'm sure this is not going to use up any additional oxygen. Fantastic. So we have a few things that we need to do here, obviously. We need to store results from this science, and some of that I might do off camera. We need to store that up there, the experiment storage unit. But we also need to deploy our deployable science from this rover here. So we're going to head over here first, and we're going to start setting up science experiments, and then we're going to head back in and probably take what data we can with us. But for now, let's go ahead and grab the Guab ED monitor. And let's see, how do I do this again? Oh yeah, we need to just replace it in our inventory with the jetpack, like so. And then in our inventory, we are going to deploy this. Where? I don't think it really matters, just somewhere out here. Oh, and another thing to note is that we didn't quite get our units of fresh ore from Eve. That is also something that would have happened if not for this physics bug. And this thing just randomly jumps around sometimes. There doesn't seem to be anything that we can do about that. So we'll place this part here. Excellent. And it might be because we're just kind of sliding downhill with that thing in a really awkward fashion. But it's just an issue with the physics, right? So we're going to go ahead and grab out of here the ionographer. And that's actually too much, so we're going to have to do that instead. Are you moving faster? No, you're moving at about the same speed. That's good. So we're going to come on back over here, and we will also deploy our ionographer. There we go. I'm also going to deploy... Ooh, I knocked that over. Can we... pick that back up? F to interact. Okay, there we go. Pick up that part. I think we have to wait for it to reset. Yeah, there we go. And we'll replace that. Right there is fine. We're going to head off over here. And I'm going to plant a flag for XP. That is a world first flag on Eve. Fantastic. And we don't care about the text just yet. Any other science experiments over here? Well, let's see. Well, we've got the weather analyzer, and that's definitely something that we want to move. Excellent. Is Eve tectonically active? I don't actually know. We'll deploy that right there. Excellent. And we're heading on back over here. Let's see, that's the photovoltaic panel, EVA jetpack, communitron, experiment control station, passive seismometer. That's the one we're looking for. Excellent. And then we're going to deploy that off over here. Of course, these are unpowered currently and unconnected. So we'll just place this, say, here. That'll do for now. And I think everything else is supposed to be deployed via the engineer. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to run our way on over to this rover. How high do we jump? Reasonably? Should be enough to get on top of this rover, I think. I hope. We're going to need to requisition ourselves. Where is it? A volcanic rock. That's what we're going to need. So we're going to come over here. We're going to open up this service bay and extend this photovoltaic panel, which I apparently completely forgot to do. Exciting. How did I have the power to get over here? No, I did extend it. I restarted the game between now and then because I extended it right at the end of last episode, didn't I? Actually, I feel like I need to double check that. Did I extend it right at the end of last episode? Let's see here. Yeah, it's extended. And the other one was broken by arrow forces. That's right. What exactly happened here in between episodes? This one is supposed to be broken by arrow forces, and this one was extended. I don't know, maybe... Or no, that was this one over here. Right. When we put down the Charlie rover. Was that in the episode before? Charlie rover. Yeah, that would have been in the episode before, wouldn't it have? Exciting. Well, I definitely deployed this. I definitely remember deploying this in between episodes when I drove it over. And then I saved the game and restarted it a few times trying to deal with this situation. And I did actually do a little save game editing on this rover to repair things a couple times before I decided to just give up on that. Maybe I accidentally repaired these. Or unextended them, actually. They weren't broken. But maybe I accidentally unextended these in the save game editing. If so, I apologize for that, but I did drive over here in between episodes with that extended. So, take that as you will. So we're going to walk on over, not like this, but we're going to come over here, and we're going to take what data we can from all of this. We're going to take the negative gravioli detector data. We're going to take the... Can we not reach this? Apparently we can't reach this. When we get on top of this wheel... actually, we could probably use climb here. And if I break this solar panel, that's on me. That is 100% on me. I'm going to make my way over here. And we're going to climb this. There we go. That's much better. So now that we're here, we can download this data. Fantastic. We can grab our temperature data as well. We can grab our barometer data. And we can grab our seismic accelerometer data. We can also grab our... Actually, we need to extend our magnetometer. I might have accidentally edited this craft a little bit. I did not intend to, if that was the case. Let's go ahead and hop into here and make sure that we grab... Oh yeah, you can't use the magnetometer in atmosphere. That's right. Well, that's definitely my own fault. And we're going to need to be here. We've grabbed all of this data, I believe. And so that is excellent. We're going to jump on off of here. And we're going to head back to the ship at this point, which has drifted downhill. Has it stopped drifting? No, it's still going. Okay. Yeah, I definitely attempted to fix a couple of pieces that broke that weren't supposed to be broken on this in between episodes, so I think that's what happened. That save game editing can get confusing. Because I had this break quite a number of times as I was coming over. And, yeah. It's obnoxious. There's just some really wacky physics there. So let's just squeeze our way in through here and find our way to the ladder. Ladder's on this far side here. Excellent. We'll grab on. We don't need our RCS or our parachute for now. So up we go. It's a fairly long journey, but we're going to hop into the pod here and then store what we can inside of the... Just wondering... Oh, camera is inside a tank. I gotcha. We're going to store what we can inside the experiment storage module. We are going to get a second round of science to store inside of the capsule, but we're not going to be able to return any other science from this. So that'll be fine, and like I said, we will have to save game edit the fuel into this. There was a perfectly valid system for doing this that was completely acceptable. We would definitely have been able to get this filled up, it just would have taken a long time, if there wasn't the massive twitchy physics bug from this attachment over here. And that's not really anything that I think I can do anything about. It was just going to happen eventually. So we'll just have to edit this craft to be full on fuel, and we'll also have to manually complete this one, which... that's going to be interesting, for sure. Well, actually, we can just do that from the cheat menu, I think. But this is another contract that would be completed. Now, this one, Explore Eve, that's not something that would be completed right now, because we're not going to splash down into the oceans of Eve. So there is that. We're going to grab all of the data that we can in the experiment storage unit. We're going to collect all of that. Fantastic. Not all items could be stored. We're going to have Sondin EVA, and down he goes. And yeah, this is a perfectly valid way of doing this. It's just the physics here are really wacky for this sort of docking up. And I think that's because of the high gravity of Eve. That and the fact that we're in this kind of downward drift here, where we're just kind of sliding downhill at 0.3 meters per second, even though we're really not supposed to be. I'm not sure which is causing that, but regardless, the physics are definitely behaving not like they're supposed to. Okay, so let's see if we can squeeze our way out here. No? No? Maybe not this one. Maybe we can make our way out of this one. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Ooh, auto-saving. And we are currently stuck inside of here. Fascinating. This definitely didn't happen previously. I mean, we could deploy just these air brakes, and then undeploy them, and just walk out. So, there we go. We're going to head on over with Sondin. We are getting further and further away from this as we drift. But that's okay. We're not going to need to be up here for too much longer, and then we can drive the rover where we need it to go. I completely forgot that you can't use the magnetometer inside of the atmosphere, but that's fine. So Sondin is going to sprint his way up over here at a brisk 2 meters per second. Meanwhile, the capsule is continuing to drift downhill. I do think that that drift downhill has something to do with the way that the rover is behaving, but regardless, the rover should not behave the way it's behaving. It's just flipping all over just randomly. That's not the way things behave. Okay, so we are going to grab the experiment control station first. Actually, we're going to need to store Sondin's equipment first. There we go. And now we can grab the experiment control station. Excellent. And we'll head over here and drop that on down. There we go. We're going to take down this flag, and we're going to plant our own flag for XP. Look at that. Sondin is actually drifting downhill too. Or was, during that animation. Yeah, there's definitely some weirdness with the physics. There's no doubt about that. And you can see... Wait, has that turned all the way around? It was on the other side. Weird. It's still moving, but there's some weirdness with the physics here. So, yeah, we're going to have to... We have perfectly viable plans on how all of this was going to work. The physics engine decided to have words otherwise, but regardless, I think that because we had solid plans that we managed to get working, at least for a little while before the physics engine busted everything, I think we should be completely fine just fixing it via the save game edit. So that'll be okay. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I accidentally unextended those solar panels, which aren't unextendable, but in the save game edit you can do things like that. They were completely fine, but there we go. Let's get some power in here. Now, we need to check to see just how much more power we actually need here. Okay, so the experiment control station is, of course, over here. And yeah, we're on low voltage right now. Total power available 2. Power units required, well, we're going to need more than 1 power unit. 5 low voltage. Okay. So we're going to hop over here, grab ourselves another photovoltaic panel. And we'll deploy that one right here. And we'll allow that to deploy. Now, the atmosphere here does reduce this. So this is currently not producing any power units until it gets this deployment finished. Still no power production. Wait, do these not work on Eve? Why is this not producing any power? It should be producing some power. We don't have RTGs, so we don't have another option. If these photovoltaic panels aren't going to work here, they should be producing, because this is an engineer level 1, they should be producing 2 units of power each. Power units required 1. This is actually working, and it's powered. Oh, power available 6. Total power needed 5. So yeah, they're working. They're just, this isn't working. Okay. Interesting. So we definitely do have the power. That's all good. Experiment situation invalid. So the ionographer, I think, can't be deployed in atmosphere, but the ED monitor is working. It looks like the seismometer is telling me that this is not tectonically active, but that's fine. And we have the weather analyzer going. Fantastic. So this contract will complete. This one needs to be manually completed. We'll do that later. At this point, let's go into the science craft here. Or rather, the science rover. And let's drive that a little closer. There's definitely some physics weirdness going on over there. Can we board the seat? There we go. Okay, so we're going to grab all of this data that we can. Gravity scan, atmospheric analysis, and a surface sample. And over we head. Yes, our brakes are on. I am aware of this. Okay. And we're going to come down over here. And we're going to brake. Fantastic. Sundin, why don't you go ahead and leave this seat? Of course, that's drifting away from us. So... there we go. Leave seat. He kind of plummeted a little bit. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to see if he can take this data. Download data. Fantastic. We're going to take the data from the barometer, from the negative gravioli detector, from the thermometer, from the seismic accelerometer, and that should be everything, right? Yes. Okay. So down we go. And we're going to just hop back in over here. Wonderful. Where's the ladder? Ladder is over here. Grab on. And up we go. Okay, so we're going to deposit that data. However, before I do that, I'm going to switch to this. Make sure that everything is collected up here. I think it already is, but we'll just make sure that everything that we can is collected. And then we will switch back to Sonden. And up we go. Fantastic. Then all we're going to need to do is locate a volcanic rock and see if we can get some data from that scanning arm. So that's fine. Now this is all deployed over here, so that's wonderful. So let's see here. Check. This one's easy enough, but it's going to happen later. This one is for next episode, I think. This one we'll do probably after we're done with the Eve mission. Solar orbit, same thing. This one should be complete when we do the edit to fill all of this up, because this would work absolutely, 100%. So that one will need to be manually completed probably next episode. This one will happen, check. This one will happen, check. This one will not. And we're going to have to maybe do something about that, but that's something that we can handle a little bit later on. Or, you know, just abandon it. One or the other. Either would be fine. Let's go ahead and board Sonden here. Yeah, it does have some things that we can't store on there. That's okay. So we'll allow that. And then we're going to have Jamie hop out. Jamie's going to come back down. We've already got all the science we can have other than the volcanic rock and other than the scanning arm readings. So that is definitely something that we need to go grab, is both of those. And yeah, physics is annoying sometimes. Okay, so here we are down, and we are going to jump out through here. Maybe? Should be okay, I think. At the very least, we can deploy this and undeploy it, and we're good. Okay, to the science rover. Fantastic. And now we need to attempt to find ourselves a volcanic rock. Okay, up we go, and we are going to board this external command seat. I do want to check to see, yeah, no target in range for that large scanning arm. Where might we want to go? Check this rock, perhaps? That's not very far away. We definitely should probably retract our magnetometer. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna turn our brakes off, and off we go. We can also close our service bay here, and this rover will remain here to be able to transmit data back very easily. So that's excellent, and we're just going to head over here. I doubt this is actually a volcanic rock. I'll probably have to find one in between episodes, but that's okay. I'll also get the save game edited so that we can take off when we're done. Normally, I would have just left that rover there and let it fill on up, but it happened as I was bringing these in, and I'm not sure. Whoa, we're coming in way too fast. Let's definitely get these brakes on. Okay, I think this is just a nothing rock here. Yeah, you can actually see we can go right through it. That means that it's just cosmetic. Okay. So let's go check this one over here. I'm not going to do this for too much longer, of course. We've only got really 15 seconds left in this episode. It'll go a little longer than that. But this is what we're going to do to try to find a volcanic rock. What is this? What is this? It's definitely a little bit uneven on the horizon here, and I'm wondering if that might be a volcanic rock. It's very... I think this guy? It's very hard to tell. But up we go. We're just going to go check. Are you a volcanic rock? I would love to see a volcanic rock here. It's still a little ways away, there's no doubt about that, but it's definitely smaller and brighter than this, which is generally a good sign. So let's see if this is a volcanic rock. If so, we will get ourselves a sensor arm reading of it. Or even if it's just solid, we'll try to get a sensor arm reading of it. I think this might be a volcanic rock. Okay, we're going to turn the brakes action group on. We're just going to close in at a much lower rate of speed. Scan volcanic rock. This is a volcanic rock. Amazing. So we're going to scan it with our scanning arm that, you know, clips through a bunch of stuff. Arm hit object, aborting scan. Oh! Because it hit the wheel? Fair enough. Or maybe because it hits the ground. We didn't actually test that. Yeah, it's when it hits the ground, not the wheel. Well, I guess we're not going to get that scan. It's not the end of the world. We are, however, going to have Jamie leave the seat. And we are going to grab this volcanic rock if we can. We're going to climb up on top of it, pick up the volcanic rock. Fantastic. We're going to keep that experiment, and the volcanic rock is used up by that, because we're taking it with us. That's going to be better than a scan anyway, I suppose, but we would have gotten more science if I had built this properly. Oh well, it still serves its purpose. So we're going to head on back now, and what I'm just going to do is I'm going to get, in between episodes, Jamie on board the ascent structure, and I'm going to get that filled up with fuel. From, theoretically, the mining module. This is going a little faster than I'd like to see. Theoretically from the mining module, but in reality it'll have to be a save game edit due to those physics bugs that I have been talking about at length this episode. Excellent. So yeah, well, I'll just have to do that, and I'm going to try not to edit the wrong things. I'm very much going to try not to edit the wrong things. We should probably check in on our Gilly mining system as well, but that one should be okay. I shouldn't have to do any editing there. So we're just going to come on back with our science rover, and we're going to hop on up into there. But that is something for next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time when we leave this physics kraken-filled hellhole. Oh boy, did I already do the outro? I can't even remember. I'm gonna do it again. Yes, I actually do remember. I did do it. So, I will see you all next time.